So you know that they found that if we could actually drive to space, it would only take us an hour. So, let's hope they build a road to space. That'd be pretty good, eh? Guess what we're talking about today?
Are we talking about coconuts?
Coconuts. I don't know what to say about coconuts. No, we're talking about fish. Fish. Yeah. What about that for a topic? Learning stuff.
Rizky.
Tell me what you know about fish.
I know about fish that actually get hooked from men.
Yes.
From guys.
Guys hooking fish. Very important thing noting about this topic is that life on Earth began in the water, not on land. And life on Earth started about 1 billion years ago. And 500 million years ago, you had your first fish. And there were some other crazy things in the water too at the same time.
A sea turtle?
Oh no, gonna be a long time before we see sea turtles.
What about a snapping turtle?
Even longer before we see a snapping turtle. No, we had some rather odd things. You had things like one of the very earliest creatures was a sponge.
A sponge?
Sponge.
You mean SpongeBob SquarePants?
Yeah, but we're not talking about SpongeBob SquarePants right now. Okay, sponges, what they do is they filter water. Do you know what filter means?
And you mean they actually suck it up?
Suck it up is a pretty close meaning for filter. Yeah, basically what happens is that water passes through it, and when water passes through it, the sponge will collect the little things that it eats, the very, very small microorganisms.
You mean like those tiny little things that you can't see?
Yeah, those ones that you've never seen. That's right. Like plankton. Okay, now sponges are very interesting because they're very, very simple animals. They don't have differentiated organs and stuff. They don't have brains, do they? Sponges?
Yeah.
They do?
They don't.
Yes, they don't. Now, fish became fish out of different kinds of very, very small, simple animals. Now, an important thing about being a fish, right?
Yeah.
500 million years ago, was they had a backbone.
Backbone.
A vertebrae. A backbone. What's a backbone?
Your spine.
Good. And what's so good about a spine?
It helps you actually, like if you don't have a spine, then you just like do this, like get flat.
You're flat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fishes act, well, because we need spines, because we need to hold together.
Hold together, okay? And we can move our bodies independently because of our spines. Okay? It helps to connect our body together. Now, in fact, 95% of the animals on Earth do not have a spine. Did you know that? So many animals don't have spines.
Yeah, I know.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I highly doubt that.
Now, things like insects, they have exoskeletons, okay, rather than skeletons. Okay, so they don't have bones, and they don't have the main bone, which is the spine.
And I keep tickled.
Now, fish have spines, and that is how fish were the very first, what's called a vertebrate.
Vertebrae.
A vertebrate is an animal with a spine. There's my spine. So, all animals that right now have spines started out as fish. You don't understand what that means? That means that 500 million years ago, You were a fish.
I
I'm not joking. It's serious. You were a fish.
was a fish. You're a fish. I was a fish.
Now the sponge, he ain't gonna never be a fish. And he was never a fish. But us, we were fish.
Oh my god.
Or rather, our ancient ancestors were fish. The ancestor of all land mammals and animals was the fish. So, good on fish, eh? Don't you just love fish now? So don't hook those poor guys, because that's your grandpa. Tell me something else you know about fish.
I also know about fish that fishes actually eat fish food.
Fishes eat fish food.
Yeah, if you actually have a pet fish.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess. Would you want a fish? Why not?
Because if we had a cat and we had a fish, the cat would eat the fish.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and we do have a cat, so he would eat the fish. Yeah, well, myself, I'm not a big fan of fish as a pet. I mean, it's not a pet that you can interact with, you know. It doesn't go anywhere in the tank. So I wouldn't say it's a really great pet to have. And they depress me, frankly. I don't like looking at fish swimming this way, and then swimming this way, and then swimming this way, and swimming this way. I mean, imagine that was you. How would you feel if you were that fish?
I just hate it.
It would suck, wouldn't it? It would just be like a ridiculous existence. I think I'd rather be a sponge than a fish in a fish tank. The good thing about being a sponge is you'd have no brain, so you wouldn't really care about anything.